The airlines have been nickel and diming us to death with charges for everything, including our baggage. And those fees can really add up, especially on a round trip. And sometimes those baggage fees can even be more than the cost of the flight. What happens if you're traveling on a budget? How do you stay within your means? This is where traveling with a personal item bag has its benefits. But can you take a 10 to 14-day trip with just a small personal item bag? Yes, you can. Don't believe me? Stay tuned. There are many reasons to travel with just a backpack besides the cost. So many European and Asian carriers have an 8 kilogram or 17.5 pound limit. So if you're using a carry-on that's on average 7 pounds of your allotted weight, that doesn't leave you a lot of weight for your clothing. A backpack is far lighter than a carry-on bag, and so therefore you don't have to stress about how little you have to take. So why just a personal item backpack? Well, for one thing, if you're really budget minded, it's free, and free is good. And when you pack it outright, you can even get 8 kilograms into the right bag. Also, there's a great feeling with just traveling with just one bag. I have personally done it so many times myself, and I'm going to be covering everything you need to know, from how to pick the right items to pack and packing strategies, and some good inexpensive gear that will cost less than any luggage fee to make one bag travel in a personal item a reality for you. So let's start at the beginning, which is what you need to do even before you start to pack. Now let's go over what you need gear-wise to make this work. And for the fun of it, I'm going to show you that this gear will come out to under $100, which is less than what you would pay for baggage. The first thing you're going to need is a good personal size backpack. This is the Telena bag. Now, I did a light review of this bag a while ago when I bought it for my daughter as a holiday gift. And then I decided to buy it for myself and test it out. So here is the backpack with my dad's and my clothing packed into it, which came out to 6 outfits. And I didn't even use a compression cube. I also met a woman at the airport who had a bag that looked exactly like mine but made by Lovick. When I asked her how she liked the bag, she was lukewarm, and I was surprised. But when we started to compare the bag, they were not alike in features. Now, this Telena bag was much better than the Lovick in the way it was configured. Now, her Lovick bag had only one main compartment and a lot of very deep pockets, while my bag opened more like a clamshell, so I could put my father's stuff on one side and my stuff on the other side, and the pockets were very accessible. So this goes to show that whether you're taking the Telena bag or not, you have to test these bags out to make sure that they function for you. So let me get into the features of this backpack. And as in my previous video, I'm going to be keeping a running tab over here so you can see how much I'm spending. Now, I have to tell you, the bag is a bargain. It's only $43.99 right now. And I contacted the company and they were glad to give me an additional discount on the bag. So first of all, the bag's a really pretty bag. It's got this lovely quilting here. It's water resistant. It has really nice heavy duty zippers that are gold and they dress up the bag quite a bit. I happen to really like the 3-tone color that I have here, but it does come in other variations. So let's go over the pockets of this bag. So the front pocket here, as you can see, has a key leash and 2 pockets here for 2 places to put your pens, and actually is quite deep. There's room to put stuff in front of this if you're not overstuffing the bag. Over here, there is a really nice, deep, goes all the way down, wet dry bag. And I like wet dry bags because you can either put your toiletries in there or you can put a wet bathing suit in there. They're great to have. There is another big pocket. And you could definitely pack out this spot with either your toiletry bag or other odds and sods that you have. And it's easy access because it's right here on top. The bag has 2 handles, one here on top and one here on the side. So it does make for easy lifting, or if you want to carry the bag this way. I like the fact that it has a handle here on top because if I have it underneath my seat like this, it makes it easier for me to grab the bag. It has a water bottle compartment here. In the back, it has 2 really nice, well-padded shoulder straps with a sternum strap to help keep the pressure off of your back. It also has a trolley pass-through. So if you're going to be using this as a personal item bag, you can put it on top of your luggage. In the back of the bag is where the computer lives. You have where you would keep your computer or your iPad, and it has another pocket here to keep some paperwork, or you could slip in there your tech bag. So it has a lot of space here for your gear. So in the inside of the bag, there are 3 compartments. The first is the main compartment, which is over here. And I want to also point out that the welting is finished really nicely. And the fabric is not crunchy, it's not nasty fabric. So, I mean, this bag is definitely made very well. So this is the main part of the bag. It'll hold a ton, as you will see later. Over here on this side of the bag, you have a pocket over here that goes all the way down. And you have another quite deep compartment here. It actually can hold quite a bit. But it's also nice to know that if you're using this as a personal item, that you can keep some stuff here too. Say like your emergency pack, which you don't need if this is your only bag that you're using. And the bag also comes with this really nice toiletry bag and a really good size shoe bag, which I actually think you can use for laundry. I mean, look at how deep that is. Now, when you have a small backpack like that to work with, you need compression cubes. So I bought a set of compression cubes and I'm super impressed with them because they're only $11.99. So what does $11.99 get you? Well, it gets you this 5-piece set. The set is 5 different sizes, which in itself I like a lot because when they come in one size or 2 of this and 2 of that and there's not too much sizes, then it makes it a little harder when I'm working with a smaller bag. So first let me show you that this is pretty high quality for the price. The bags come with these nice little handles here. They come with toggles on the zippers. They have breathable mesh fabric and really good thick quality nylon, which I found impressive. Now let me show you the sizes of the bags. This is tubular size bag, which is great for socks, underwear, stuff like that. There's a small bag like this. There's a small medium bag like this. There's a medium size bag like this. And this is their largest bag. It is, for me, the perfect size large bag because some of the large bags are really made more for luggage, and this is not too large, but it's not too small either. And you'll see when I pack the bag how useful this bag was. Now you're going to need a toiletry bag / airline comfort bag, and that's what I got here for $8.99. So let's go over the features of this bag. It comes with a nice little handle here on top, and here in the back it has a nice deep little pocket. On the inside of the bag, it comes with this nice little hook. It has this wet compartment here. It's a decent size. It's actually smaller than TSA 311 requirements. So if you're using this as an all-in-one bag, which I am going to be doing, you'll run into no problems with this at the TSA. Over here, you have a nice little pocket for smaller items. And over here, you have 2 pockets. One here in the front. This big pocket here is quite well organized. It has pockets on both sides of the bottom of this bag, and you can see that the bottom is very deep. It also has, if you've noticed, over here, which they've kept separate, a place where you can store other items. I can definitely get everything I need into these 2 pockets for my airline comfort bag while still using it as my toiletry bag. So this becomes my all-in-one bag. Now you can't go to Europe without an international plug, and it's only $9.99. And it has all the plugs that you need for your international needs. And it has here at the bottom 2 USB and 1 USB plugs. So you can actually also use this as a charging station for all your electronics. Now you can't go on an international trip without a power bank. And this power bank offers you 10,000 milliamp hours, which is a lot of power time. And it even lets you know how much power you have left on the battery. And here's the best part. It's only $8.49. Now, for those of you who have never taken an international trip, you may be saying, why would I need a power bank? These days, we store almost all our information on our telephones, our passes for things that we're going to see, Google Maps. I mean, everything's on our phone. And if our phones drop dead on us, then we're in big trouble, right? So you need a power bank like this to charge up your phone. And you can throw this into your crossbody bag. And now you're saying, I didn't see a crossbody bag, but I have one for you. This is the engine bag. You don't really need anything bigger than this. It has slash-proof straps, and you can wear it like this across your chest. It has a lot of really good pockets too. It has a big pocket here in the front, 2 more pockets, and my fingers are here in that main compartment, a zipper compartment in the back, and a place for your charging cord to go through. Because what you're going to do is you're going to take your power bank and stick it here in the front and run your cord out to here so that you can keep your phone always charged. And that's super convenient. It's even padded here in the back to keep you comfortable. And this bag is currently going for $7.99 on Amazon. So if you've been keeping up with me, and you can see here, I came in under $100. So let's talk a little bit about how to pack out a small bag like this to make it work for you. First, what you're going to do is check the weather at your destination, because that makes a big difference, especially at this time of the year, because we're in a transitional time of the year. So always be mindful and check the weather a week before you're going so you know how to pack. Now, let's talk about choosing your clothing for the pack. So the first thing you're going to want to do is go through your closet and pick out a capsule wardrobe. Now, I know many of you have heard about capsule wardrobes, and even I did a video on it over here on the 4x4 method, which I kind of used in this video. You can always modify any of these methods and pick out clothing that you think works together. After you do that, make sure you try on the clothing, because if it's kind of snug on you now, it's only going to get snugger after you've eaten a lot of food where you're going. So you want to make sure that all your clothing goes together, is comfortable, and you feel good in it. So now let's talk about my capsule wardrobe. So look at the amount of clothing that I'm going to be taking with me. This is more than anybody needs. So let me go over what I have. I have 4 sweaters here that mix and match with these 4 tops here. I have a 3/4 sleeve top here for those transitional days, and I have the swing top if I want to dress up nicely. I have 7 pairs of underwear, 7 pairs of socks, a bra, my pajamas over here. I have 2 scarves and a very lightweight topper that I count kind of like as a scarf. This is a cardigan here that I can wear with anything else here because it's blue, and you can see that blue is my theme. I have leggings, blue jeans, a skirt, and I have here these small packable ballet slippers that I like to take when I'm short on space and I need a nice little shoe to dress up an outfit. Now, I don't know anyone who could feel deprived with that amount of clothing, and that might even be more than I actually packed into the carry-on, but I'm trying to prove a point. Even with all this clothing, I can get it into that backpack with strategic packing. I have one last point I want to make. This doesn't happen by accident. This happens after about a day's worth of work of me trying to figure out what looks good on me, what will mix well together, what the temperature's like, and can I get it into that bag? And it's always about trying to get it into the bag after you've picked out your clothing. And you'll find that you'll have to remove some pieces along the way, and that's okay. So if you were going by the 4x4 method, you'll see that I went a little bit overboard with this pack, and I still got it into the bag, by the way, because these would be my layering pieces, these would be my under pieces, and I have the 3 bottoms. But I also have 2 more tops here and the cardigan. So in reality, I have 3 more items than I'm actually allowed if I was following strictly the 4x4 method. And that was my barometer for this pack, because we also know that I'm a maximum minimalist, which means I will try to get in a couple of extra pieces no matter what. And that's why I always recommend, especially when you're traveling with a small bag like that you do your pack at least 2 days before you leave, so you can see exactly how much you can squeeze into that bag. And also take into consideration that the clothing that you're wearing on the plane should coordinate with the clothing that you've picked in the bag, because that can turn out to be an extra outfit for you. So you always want to maximize the use of your clothing that you're taking with you. Now you can see here that the outfit that I picked out for the plane coordinates beautifully with everything else that I've picked out for this capsule wardrobe. Okay, now that you've seen the bag and what I'm taking along with me, tell me your feelings on the style of bag that I chose, and also my wardrobe. I don't mind. Or after I've packed it out, how you would pack it out differently. Leave that all in the comment section down below. And if you've enjoyed this video, don't forget to hit the like button and hit the subscribe button if you like to have more of my content delivered to you. So here's the Telena bag, fully packed with 2 weeks worth of clothing. Now, when you're working with a bag that's this small with 2 weeks worth of clothing, you really can't just throw this together in a moment and hope it's all going to get in there. You got to kind of work it out with the bag. So don't think you can do a last minute pack with this, because that's never going to work. And I tried out several different configurations inside this bag till I got it to hold 2 weeks worth of clothing and make compliance. So let me do a reverse engineering of this bag so you can see how I worked everything out. But you'll get a rough idea of how this all goes together because we're talking about 2 weeks of clothing plus a lot of incidentals in this one bag. So before I go to unpack this bag, I want to make sure it's making compliance. And it is now coming in as 8. The height is 16 and the width is 10. And one last thing for compliance, a weight. And the bag comes in as 8.8 kilograms. This is why it's so important to do a test pack. Now, since this bag came out to 8.8 kilograms, if I had to make a weight compliance, I know I would have to make some adjustments. In this case, I have a choice. I could either lose my computer, which weighs 2.5 pounds, or just remove another outfit. But you can see how even in a small personal item size bag, it's so easy to go over that 8-kilogram limit. And that's why a carry-on doesn't necessarily work for you if you're trying to make compliance on an airline that has only an 8-kilogram limit. So the first thing I'm going to show you is that I use the water bottle pocket for my umbrella. Whenever I'm engineering a bag, I'm always thinking about going through TSA because I want quick access to everything. So in this front pocket here, I kept it simple because I was concerned about bulging, but still I'm going to have this under my seat possibly, and I want to make sure that I have the stuff at hand. And in here I have my phone, my pen, and my glasses. I didn't put anything into the wet pocket here because again, I was concerned about making compliance and this bag is very stuffed. Where I did put everything else was here, which contains my airline comfort bag. Now, this airline comfort bag is built differently than I normally build it. All my toiletries, including the toiletries I'm going to need on the trip, are in this airline comfort bag. And that's because I'm working with limited space. My smaller items are here. My makeup in here. My liquid toiletries are up here. And this is way under a quart. And everything I'm going to need for the flight is in here. So this bag now holds everything for both my in-flight and my toiletries. Now let me get to the back of the bag because that's the other place where you're going to have stuff that has to come out for the TSA, because that's where I have my tech bag and my computer. And I keep my tech bag here because my battery pack is in here also. And that has to go through the TSA separately, like my computer, because it has a lithium battery in it. Now let's get into the inside pack. The reason I like these kind of bags is because basically I'm working with it like I would a carry-on bag, but it's a backpack. I do like duffel style bags too, but if I'm going for 2 weeks and that's the way I pack this out, I like a bag to be more like a suitcase so I can keep myself organized. So in the main compartment, I have my compression cube full of my shirts. And this is why compression cubes are preferable when you're working with a small space, because I have 2 layers of compression cubes here, and I would not be able to do that with a regular style packing cube. In this bag, I have my socks, my underwear, my bra, and my pajamas. My international plug, because you're gonna need that in Europe, a brush. And I normally don't love big packing cubes, except when I'm working with a bag like this, because I'm going to put my largest items into this compression cube and then still have room for 2 smaller compression cubes to put on top. So in this compression cube, I have my topper, my swing top, a cardigan, and 1, 2, 3, and 4 sweaters. And that's more than enough to mix and match with the shirts that I have in the other compression cube. And of course, what I'm wearing right now. So now let's move on to this side of the bag. In here, I have my shoes in the shoe bag that came with the Telena bag, and I have them laid out flat. And the reason I took this bag, and it's something you might want to consider, is that it also makes for a good laundry bag because it's really actually quite a good size. And in the back here, I have my 2 favorite scarves that I can mix and match with anything else that I have in here, my crossbody bag, my skirt, my leggings, and a pair of jeans. And that's all you need for 2 weeks to go away on an international vacation. And if using a backpack is not your kind of thing, don't forget to check out this video over here where I do the exact same thing for under $100, but with a carry-on bag and a personal item. And I'll see you in my next video. Bye.